Hello everybody and welcome to the very first Let's Play of our channel of the Spiffy Needle Geeks. Here we have today one of my favorite games of all time. On 64 and all time in general, Kirby 64 and the Crystal Stars. I am BJ and here with me I have...
We got Danny, aka Rashutsu, and right now Brandon and Ryan are unavailable. Yeah, Ryan's at work and Brandon's probably sleeping or something. We don't know.
It's probably going to get repetitive if we keep saying who's absent. I don't think
I know. But, the point I'm trying to make is, even though this is a group channel, don't expect all four of us to be together for every game we play. It's going to be whoever's available at the time. They will show up. Don't be surprised if people pop in and out throughout playthroughs. I mean, it's just our schedules are very hectic.
In which case, yes, Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards. This is it. This is one of my favorite games. And as we saw from that beginning, we saw a semi-recurring villain in the form of dark matter that took over that poor heart-shaped world full of fairies.
Okay.
So now it's up to our hero, Kirby, to save the day. This character here, this little fairy girl, is named Ribbon. The poor girl is now stranded, all alone. Except not, because she has one of the most powerful beings in the universe to help her out. She's guaranteed to get her home back now, just because Kirby's helping her.
I admit my Kirby knowledge is not very large. In fact, I've only played 2 Kirby games. I played Epic Yarn and Triple Deluxe. So, I'm still fairly new to the Kirby universe, so is there anything, vital that I absolutely need to know prior to playing this, or does this kind of, spell everything out for you?
It's pretty spelled out, but this game does have one specific gimmick that no other Kirby game does.
Okay.
Of course, the copy abilities, like normal, are in this game. You can inhale enemies, like always, and then copy them. However, there's only 7 powers in this game, in the form of Fire, Needle, Cutter, Rock, Spark, Bomb, and Ice. Because there's only 7, you can mix powers. Mixing 2 powers at once will grant different powers. Basic fire power is a charge attack. It's your basic charge attack. Obviously, mixing 2 of the same power will be an enhance of that same ability, whereas mixing different powers will create different circumstances.
Okay.
Now, the point of this game is, as I'm sure you saw in the beginning, effectively, we're collecting those shards. They're all over the stage. Bye.
Okay.
In which case, we do have little mini-bosses there. Now, of course, collecting every single crystal shard will inherit a different ending. You'll get the true ending if you can get every single crystal shard.
Okay.
They're scattered about. There's 3 scattered about each stage. There's some that are just hanging out in the open, some that are just hidden, and some that can only be accessed by having a certain combination of powers. Here's the first combination of powers that I show off: Fire and Bomb. Add Fire and Bomb, you get fireworks.
So, does this game have, because of the whole power thing, and, trying to find all the crystal shards, is there a lot of backtracking to be done?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. It's pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Now, that first capsule, it was pure black, which means you only needed Bomb to open it, but having any combination of power that has Bomb in it will let you open it. Here we have our first character, and our first friend, Waddle Dee, being attacked by poor dark matter. Hey, you okay?
Ooh.
Now, I always found this curious.
Okay, yeah, that was very threatening.
I actually didn't mean for that to happen. Because I was still trying to get readjusted to the classic controller controls with this game, so that caused me to lose my power prematurely. So I'll have to fight him the old natural way. Wait for him to spew out little stars from his attacks, and then retaliate with an inhale. Now, this did always confuse me because apparently a Waddle Dee is a dark mattered Waddle Dee, but Waddle Dee has always been around since the beginning, even before dark matter. So I've always been curious about that.
Okay.
but we saved the Waddle Dee. This is one of the few games where Waddle Dee is not your recurring main enemy. Instead, this one Waddle Dee is your friend who is actually your companion. He's gonna help us along the journey.
Okay.
At the end of each level, there's this little mini game where you can have Kirby collect a random item. I primarily go for these little cards. They don't do anything. They're just little enemy profiles, but they're just fun to have.
So they're just more collectibles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is actually a really good level to come back to if you need specific powers, because this level has every single power available to you from the beginning. So if there's ever a level you need to go to, because there are plenty of levels in the future where you cannot get the power you need for a certain crystal shard within the level itself. You need to bring that power with you. And this is actually my favorite power up, the Rock Cutter, because this power up allows you to transform into one of the little animal buddies that Kirby had help him in the previous game, Kirby's Dream Land 3. Each little animal buddy has a unique power, but they're all indestructible because they're rock. With the Chickadee, the one I was just there, being the best because it's fast, it can fly high, and it's just good for being broken.
And I guess the specific animal that you can become is completely random?
Yes, it's all randomized.
Okay.
The fish you saw there, his name was Kine. It does nothing. Even in water, it does nothing. It just sits there.
I look like Magikarp.
Here's Waddle Dee's first instance of helping you. Now, a unique thing about this game is they actually have it reversed in terms of Kirby's limits when it comes to his powers. Normally, Kirby can fly as long as he wants to, infinitely, but only inhale so much before he gets tired, before he needs to catch his breath. It's reversed here. Kirby can inhale as long as he wants to, but he can only fly for so long. There will be a point where if Kirby's puffed up for too long before he hits the ground, he will need to catch his breath and he will be forced to fall.
Is this the only game that does that?
Yes, as far as to my immediate knowledge, this is the only game that gives Kirby a limit to his puffing powers, which actually will make bottomless pits more of a threat.
Wow.
And of course, there are just really simple little mini bosses here. They don't do anything, but some do grant you a crystal shard. So, but here we have our second friend. Meet Adeline. She's a painter. Now, I find this curious because there was a character named Ado in Kirby's Dream Land 3 who looked just like this girl. He was a painter as well. And he had the exact same powers as Adeline. I don't know what the point was of making a whole new character that looks exactly like the previous character, but whatever.
Huh.
If you have rock now, of course, all these mini bosses. Like for one thing, it's only the first world where you have to face a mini boss at the end of the level. You have to face your recurring friends that will end up joining you during the adventure. Adeline really is just a joke, because especially if you're in rock form. Because as you can see, I'm doing nothing. I'm just sitting there.
Why is that one blurred?
I always figured that was like some kind of testicle or something. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry, I had to jump to get that one. Now she'll start summoning paintings that are a little stronger. They need multiple hits to get healed.
Okay. Now
this concept of a painter creating art that comes to life. This is something not new to the Kirby series at this point in time. Ado was the first one, I believe that was able to do that. Adeline being the second, and then they created. Actually, no. I believe there actually was another character in Kirby's what was it called? I forget the exact name. Was
it Canvas Curse?
No. Whatever. It was the game that came out initially. It was like Nightmare in Dreamland, because Nightmare in Dreamland was a remake of another game. It was whatever that first game was. There was another character named Paint Roller, who can also have that power.
Oh, okay.
So now, Adeline will join us.
And what does Adeline provide?
She provides hints to certain puzzles that require us to get crystal shards, as well as she can paint us power-ups. well, not really power-ups per se, she can paint us health items or 1-ups.
Okay. So I guess, considering, like, how I said that, you know, my Kirby knowledge is very limited. I've only played 2 games. And yet the only characters I really recognize are, like, you know, Kirby, Waddle Dee, Waddle Doo, King Dedede, Meta Knight, and everything. What happened to the rest of these other characters? Or am I just... Did I just happen to play the games that they're not in?
No. Ribbon... This is actually the only game that both Ribbon and Adeline show up in. We never see those two again. Ribbon's a little more understandable because she comes from a different planet. Adeline, I'm not sure why we never see her again. We see the concept come back plenty of times. So there's been plenty of enemies who've seen come back with the ability to paint things and bring it to life.
Yeah.
But this is the only time we specifically see the character Adeline.
Yeah, wasn't there like a boss in like Triple Deluxe or something that basically followed a similar concept?
Yeah, I believe that was some kind of... What was that boss? I forget the exact boss it was. In which case, for this level, you're going to need a cutter power that can hit below you. Because the last crystal shard, or the second crystal shard you need to get, is a shard that's going to be right below your feet. But having cutter alone, like just cutter by itself, will not be enough to get it, because it won't be able to hit below. Having double cutter will be good enough to get it because it's bigger, so it'll be able to reach below you. I believe there are other cutter power-ups, like maybe the rock cutter could have been good for it. Just as long as you can get a cutter power-up that can hit below you.
Okay.
So the current level we are in is actually we are actually here at Dedede's castle. Speaking of Dedede.
Oh, okay.
So
does he show up in this game?
Well, we're at his castle. I hope he shows up.
Yeah, it's like, did he get kidnapped or some shit?
That's not far off from the truth, actually.
It's like, oh, Dedede. Seems like the only dignity you get is in Smash.
Here's the shard. And here's Adeline's help. If you have full health, she'll paint you a 1-up. If you have anything less than if you have anything less than full health, she'll paint you a maximum tomato. Alright, and the second crystal shard's hidden right here. And I see a lot of people like complaining at Adeline. It's like just keep doing that. Just keep painting me 1-ups. I get the logic, but gameplay that'd make it too easy. Come on. This game's already fairly easy as it is, though.
Kirby was never meant to be like a really difficult series.
This game does have one drawback that a lot of games tend to have, which I'll forgive, but I don't really like it. If you exit the game and then turn it back on, your lives reset to 2.
There's a lot of games that do that, like a lot of platformers.
Yeah, like I know Mario Galaxy did that. Like I can think off the top of my head, I can't remember any others, but I know quite a few games like that. In which case,
hey, okay.
There's our king, my Smash main.
Like I said, seems to be the only way this guy gets dignity. Is in Smash.
Now, poor Dedede. This is the 3rd time this has happened to this poor guy.
It sure as hell isn't going to be the last.
Actually, I think this is the last. I guess this is the last time where dark matter shows up in a game.
Oh, okay.
So Dedede here, he uses his hammer. He can inhale. But he has a second phase to his fight where he'll float, and his belly can turn into either teeth or an eyeball. I don't give him a chance to show it.
What the hell with this boss?
So now, just like with Waddle Dee, and just like with Adeline, Dedede's going to accompany us. Of course, he's stubborn. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, like, what's exactly his reasoning?
He's bored.
And
there he is eating chicken wings.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, he's a penguin. They're birds of prey. It's not really all that...
Yeah, but chicken wings?
Yep. Anyway, now for the boss of the world. Wispy Woods.
Wispy Woods. Wispy Woods tends to be like a reoccurring bad guy.
Yep. So for phase 1 of this fight, kill his babies.
Okay.
He'll shoot little apples at you. He'll shoot wind pellets at you. But you know, this is the first Kirby game where Wispy's in the center of the screen as opposed to the middle.
Right.
So how do we fight him? They say. You can kill this baby. Now he's pissed off. Now he creates root thorns. Attack those. He'll shower a bunch of apples. That'll be your method of attacking him if you don't have any powers. But unfortunately, just like pretty much every other Kirby game, Wispy has the disluxury of being one of the easiest bosses in existence. I mean, he's a tree. It doesn't get much easier than that.
Is there? I guess maybe you can answer this in the next part, but is there necessarily a reason why Wispy Woods keeps coming back?
He never really dies. Kirby just keeps beating him up because he just happens to be the poor sap that just happens to be in the way. Because in this case, he had a crystal shard, so we needed to beat him up.
Oh, okay.
So once we reach the end of once we beat the boss of each world, the crystal shard opens us up to the next level.
All right.
So next time in Kirby 64, we will be traversing the Rock Star. We will see you all then.
All right. Yeah.